Welcome to Bipolar Talks, the place for mindful conversations about mental health, the brain, and how we can navigate life with clarity. Before we dive in, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and share this episode with someone who might need it. Your support helps us keep bringing these conversations to the world. This may surprise you, but whenever I teach in front of a large audience, I get very nervous. My hands start sweating. They turn ice cold, and sometimes my voice shakes. And yes, I often get that intense, unpleasant armpit sweat. Have you ever felt that rush of nerves when all eyes are on you? Here's the twist. I actually enjoy presenting and teaching, but my brain doesn't always cooperate. When I'm in front of a crowd, my brain sees those faces as a threat. It switches off the thinking part, floods my body with stress chemicals, and goes into protective mode. Ever wondered why your brain does that, even when you're doing something you love? This is your body's physical reaction to anxiety. It makes problem solving harder and makes it more difficult to control your behavior. In this episode of Bipolar Talks, we're going to explore that anxious feeling you already know. In depth, we'll break down how it works, why it hijacks your brain, and how to calm it so you can turn on your thinking brain again. Want to learn how to shift from survival mode back into clarity? Stay with me. The brain's fear response. Have you ever done something you instantly regretted when you were scared, stressed, or angry? Maybe your hands went cold, your stomach hurt, or your voice cracked. These reactions aren't random. They're part of your body's built-in safety system, designed to protect you from danger. What if I told you fear is actually your brain's way of trying to save your life? Your brain has many emotional responses, but today we're focusing on fear. Why? Because fear is the one most likely to cause strong reactions: freezing, panicking, feeling hopeless, or lashing out. When you understand what's going on inside your brain, you can start choosing how to respond instead of reacting automatically. Wouldn't it be powerful to have that kind of control over your emotions? The three main systems of the brain. Your brain is incredibly complex, but you can think of it in three main parts. 1. The brainstem, the reptilian brain. This ancient part keeps you alive by controlling breathing, heart rate, reflexes, and body temperature. Every signal between your body and brain passes through here. Have you noticed how your body can keep functioning even when you're not consciously thinking? 2. The limbic system, the mammal brain. This is your emotional center, the part where anxiety begins. It's more advanced than the reptilian brain and handles feelings like anger, fear, love, and jealousy. Inside it are the amygdala, which learns what's safe or dangerous, and the hypothalamus, which triggers the fight or flight response by releasing stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Can you see how your emotions and your body's reactions are deeply connected? 3. The cortex, the human brain. This is where conscious thinking, reasoning, problem solving, and goal setting happen. It's the part you use to plan your day, reflect on your choices, and imagine the future. But here's the tricky part. In moments of perceived danger, the cortex often gets overruled by the lower, survival-focused brain. Have you ever felt your rational thoughts vanish in a stressful moment? Why the thinking brain shuts down. When your brain senses danger, it acts fast. It shifts you into a primitive, survival-focused state before you even have time to think. If the threat is serious, like a sudden health crisis, it might even cause you to faint to protect you. But more often, stress traps us in the limbic system, running on emotion instead of reason. Can you remember a time when your body reacted before your mind could catch up? From an evolutionary perspective, this makes perfect sense. For thousands of years, humans faced real physical threats, predators, dangerous environments, enemy attacks. Your brain evolved to protect you through three main reactions: fight, flight, or freeze. And here's the fascinating part. These reactions happen much faster than conscious thought. Doesn't it make you wonder how much of your daily life is run by instinct? Modern stress, ancient response. Today, we're not running from tigers, but our brains still react the same way to modern stress: a deadline, a tense conversation, or a big presentation. Fight might look like arguing, criticizing, or snapping at someone. Flight might mean avoiding the problem, procrastinating, or distracting yourself. Freeze can feel like numbness, heaviness, or being stuck. Do you recognize any of these patterns in yourself? There's also a fourth reaction, fawn, where you try to please or appease someone to avoid conflict. Sometimes this means apologizing or agreeing just to keep the peace, even if you're not at fault. It's your brain's way of saying, if I can keep this person calm, I'll be safe. Has your mind ever gone into keep everyone happy mode during stress? The downsides of staying in survival mode. The fight/flight/freeze/fawn system is meant for short bursts. But when everyday stress keeps triggering it, your body can get stuck in constant alert. Over time, this can cause exhaustion, tension, digestive problems, lowered immunity, and even anxiety or depression. Have you noticed how stress that doesn't go away starts to affect your health? The bigger problem? Survival mode is terrible for solving complex problems. It shuts down your thinking brain, the very part you need to work through emotional or relationship challenges. Have you ever tried to think things through while panicking, only to make things worse? How to calm the emotional brain. The good news is you can train yourself to spot this reaction early and calm it down. 1. Notice your triggers. Pay attention to situations that push you into survival mode. The earlier you notice, the easier it is to pause before reacting. What are your top 3 emotional triggers? 2. Observe your body. Watch for signs like tense muscles, a racing heart, or shallow breathing. Simply noticing them creates space between the feeling and your reaction. Can you catch your body's stress signs in real time? 3. Pause before responding. Say, give me a moment, or step away for a short break. This stops impulsive words or actions that you might regret. Could a simple pause have saved you from past misunderstandings? Or self-soothe. Use grounding techniques, deep breathing, or a quick walk to release stress chemicals. What's your go-to calming activity? 5. Return with clarity. Once calm, revisit the issue with your thinking brain back online. Who could you trust to give you a fresh perspective when you're stressed? Final thoughts. When your brain detects a threat, it can switch off rational thinking and throw you into survival mode. This is a huge part of anxiety, and it's why some situations make problem-solving feel impossible. But when you can spot the fight/flight/freeze/fawn response and calm it, you regain access to clear thinking and better decision-making. Wouldn't you like to meet challenges with a calm, steady mind? In upcoming Bipolar Talks episodes, we'll explore practical skills for calming the nervous system, including mindfulness, grounding, breathing exercises, and relaxation strategies. Stay with us, and we'll keep building your emotional toolkit together. Thank you for joining me for this mindful conversation on Bipolar Talks. If you found this helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who might need it. Your support keeps this channel alive and allows us to keep sharing free mental health content with the world. Disclaimer: this YouTube video is for informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please continue consulting with qualified experts for any mental health concerns.